stroll. I'll be high stepping, y'all, letting the joy unfold. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden. I'm holding on to my freedom, can't take it from me. I was born into it, it comes naturally. I'm strumming my own freedom, playing the God in me, representing His glory. Hope He's proud of me. Hope He's proud of me. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden, golden, living my life, living my life, living my life like it's golden. It really matters to me, oh. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Playtime is Over Radio. We are so excited to have you here with us today. The hashtag for our show is PTIO Radio, and our mission, our goal every Tuesday at 2 p.m. is to bring you interviews and conversation and dialogue with amazing men and women and youth who are living their life like it's golden, who are eliminating excuses and explanations and all the stuff that sometimes we create for why we're not living the best life that we can live. And, you know, I'm a big proponent of do it now so that you don't have to regret what you didn't do. Your tomorrow is not promised. And that's the truth. That was the reality that I actually came to see from the death of my dad, who passed at 59 years young of a massive heart attack in his sleep. And I'm sure he had plans and goals and aspirations and things he wanted to do, but his tomorrow didn't come. So if your tomorrow doesn't come, are you happy? Are you satisfied with what you've done today? And that's the thing I remind myself every night that I lay my head on the pillow. Cheryl, if your tomorrow didn't come, are you satisfied that you stepped outside of the box, that you took some risks, that you created a legacy that will long outlive your physical body? And so today we have two dynamic ladies in the building, in the studio with me. We will ring the bell. Woo, 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 woo. I will introduce them. And we're talking about a great subject today. We're talking about women entrepreneurs. So if you are a woman entrepreneur, if you know a woman entrepreneur, you need to get on the phone, you need to call and tell her, tune in to Playtime is Over Radio right now, because you're going to get some great content, some tips, some nuggets of how to really grow your business and move forward. And so let me introduce today's guests. First, here to my left, we have Miss Brenda Small, and she is a speaker and consultant who supports new and mid-level women professionals and entrepreneurs with a focus on personal development and internal alignment. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. It's great to be here.
We are thrilled to have you. And here to my right, the amazing, beautiful Miss Dawn Jackson. You're amazing and beautiful, too. I didn't say that, but
Thank you, Cheryl.
I'm thinking it, though. Miss Dawn Jackson, who's the owner of New Dawn Marketing Group, Inc., and the executive director of Women Business Owners of Prince George's County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm just glad that I'm connected, I'm always rubbing shoulders with these amazing women because iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
Right.
And if you want to do big things and you really want to accept and embrace this motto that playtime is over, you better get a strong community. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's jump right into the conversation. So really today's topic is all about building wealth through entrepreneurship, but utilizing your talents, your skills, your gifts, your expertise to do that.
Right.
And, it's so funny. I put a post on Facebook just this morning. Let me read what the post says because I thought it was apropos for today's show. So here's the post. Don't be the entrepreneur who falls prey to the adrenaline junkie lifestyle, constantly seeking an adrenaline rush from, somebody's reposting me. I love it. Constantly seeking an adrenaline rush from the next exciting thing in your business that's fun to do, but doesn't grow your bank account. In fact, you likely lose money doing it. To succeed in business requires that you stabilize and execute the consistent, repetitious, sometimes tedious, mundane things that are not so exciting, that are not so fun or exciting. Having fun is a bonus, but generating revenue is a necessity, or you won't have a business. Tell me your thoughts about that. Tell me your thoughts about these people who are like, oh, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? And they get that adrenaline rush from planning the next thing, the next conference, the next event, this or that. But they don't want to buckle down and stabilize to do the everyday behind the scene things that really is what grows your business and develops a strong foundation. You both, if you can speak to that, what are your thoughts on that? And have you found yourself having that issue, or when you first started out in business, did you have that problem?
I definitely had that. I used to be at BET. Love my BET family. And
Shout out to BET.
Yes,
Shout out to her BET family. Gotta do it.
And I took the same mentality into my business. At BET, I had an expense account. At New Dawn Marketing, I didn't. And I found out the hard way from making so many mistakes. And I always joke that I created a book, All the Mistakes You Can Make in Business. That was the book that I was writing.
Right.
And the platform to my problems was I did not plan. And that's what tends to happen. We want to see results. So we do what it takes we think we're doing what it takes to see results without having that foundation of the plan. Well, what's next?
Yeah.
What if something doesn't go the way that I think it will? And how many times have we gone out there and the weather has affected one of your big plans?
Absolutely.
Incidents that we can't even predict that take place, and even in our country. So, and I remember very clearly how 9/11 affected my business. I couldn't have anticipated what happened. Anything that is happening, in our area, people don't want to go out anymore. If they're not outside and they're not enjoying this great event that I'm putting on, there you go.
Right, absolutely. So planning is critical. It really is. And a part of that planning has to involve the day-to-day operations and functions of making a business sustainable and successful and profitable. For instance, sometimes we don't want to make the phone calls to prospect for customers, but you have to do that.
Exactly.
It's not comfortable. It's not fun. It's not easy. You might hear the word no, but everybody in my network, that for me, the word no just means next opportunity. And when I hear no, I'm happy. Why? Because I know I'm getting closer to a yes. You can only hear so many no's. Eventually, somebody's going to say yes and offer you an opportunity. So what are your thoughts about that, Brenda? What are your thoughts about really buckling down to get done the operational stuff in the business, the functional stuff that brings in revenue, not just, the fun, exciting stuff. I get to have a book launch or a celebration about something, but actually the work that goes into a business.
Exactly, absolutely, Cheryl. My story is a little bit different. I have actually come from a family of 10. And so I know what it's like to accept responsibility. That is key. Accept responsibility. Put the excuses aside. Excuses are nothing more than obstacles. And so as the big sis way back when, I was always taking care of somebody. So the caretaker aspect comes into play. It's interesting to note that we talk about finding out what your why is. Why are you going into business? Why are you doing the things that you're doing to start with? And I take it a step further. We have to talk about our because. And so, for example, the reason that I decided to go into business, and that's another story, was because I wanted the freedom to choose. I wanted the ability to create what I want and to have more than enough. And one of my favorite motivational speakers, Jim Rohn, says, you can have more than you got by becoming more than you are. And so the fact that education and personal development, responsibility, and focus are key for me because I know what it's like to want and to have lack from a child. When I was with the Federal Service, I actually had decided that there's got to be a plan B. There's got to be more to life than just going to work every single day. And working for somebody else, by the way, and living paycheck to paycheck.
Amen.
Bill to bill, and not sure how to even invest in myself, not even sure how to start a business, frankly. And so I made the decision to just quit. I asked myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? And I quit. I resigned from the Federal Service, and I stepped out into entrepreneurship, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. So I would say, one, accepting the responsibility, and then two, having the focus, knowing what your why is, but because why you're doing what you're doing. And I'll give you a quick example. My because was because I'm tired of living in fear. I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I was tired of cheering other people on from the bleachers towards their dreams and letting my dreams sit on the sidelines.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Really good stuff. And I think, first of all, we don't want everybody to go out and quit your job. Don't do that now, because you may not be in that position. And I think it's critical that you understand where you are, the space that you are, that you're in. If you have the circumstances that will allow you to do that and say, you know what, I'm tired, I'm done, let me do it, then go do it. But I also agree that, with Dawn, that you have to have a plan if possible. If you know that you're feeling something in your spirit in terms of, I'm tired, I don't want to come to this job anymore, I'm sick of these people. If you know you're showing up 30 minutes to an hour late every day, you might start creating a plan now to say, in the next 6 months, I want to be out of here. How can I really position myself to go out in the best way? And especially for women entrepreneurs, what I encourage my clients is to do this. For the next 6 months, see if you can live off of what you bring in through your business. If you can't, now might not be the time for you to jump.
Right.
Now, I do think that everybody gets to a point where you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice. But you've also got to be willing to live with the consequences. I have 3 little ones who like to eat 3 times a day. So
and then some.
And then some. And, I need a meal every once in a while, too. So for me, I couldn't just jump, even though I may have wanted to. I had to create more of a roadmap, more of a plan to say, let me see if I can bring in what I need to sustain myself, to sustain my family for the next 6 months. If that goes well, if I even come close, then you know what? I'm going to go for it. So I do think that there's a measure of risk that has to go into being successful.
And the leap of faith shouldn't be a suicide.
I love that. Repeat that.
A leap of faith should not be a suicide.
That's powerful. A leap of faith should not be a suicide. And a lot of times, as women, we're passionate, we're gung-ho, we're so excited. But that doesn't mean that the marketplace is going to be as excited about what you bring to the table. So you're excited. That's great. But have you clearly narrowed down and found the niche market who wants what you have, and they want it right now? They have a hunger and a thirst for it where they're like, okay, where do I sign up? If you haven't developed that just yet, you might want to hang on to that paycheck for now, even though it gets on your nerves. And you guys know, I know because I've been there, done that. I was so frustrated with it wasn't even the job, it was the lack of flexibility with the job. I always had to be
Brenda
there in the
was
seat.
saying, you're living out someone else's dream. You're contributing to their bottom line. Meanwhile, here we sit. And I used to work for the federal government, and I had a great opportunity, but it was someone else's great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I used to drive to work. I hate my job. And I used to catch myself saying that, and like, I can't live in hate, of my own life. This is our lives, and as you said, our tomorrow promised. And unfortunately, I had that realization the same way you did when I lost my father. You know, one weekend we're talking about how badly our team, I won't mention them, but our Washington football team is doing. And the next minute he was gone.
Yeah.
And I know he had plans because we were talking about them.
Absolutely.
So here we are today, and what do we want? And we talk about, you know, that planning, and people say, okay, well, how do you plan? Just like you were talking, you know, who is my target audience? You know, working with my clients, you know, a lot of them don't even realize who their target audience is.
Absolutely.
They make assumptions. They don't know the demographics. They don't know the psychographics. What do they think? Where do they feel? Where do they shop?
Yes.
How do I find them? How do I get in front of them to have them take the action I want them to take? And those are things that we actually have to think through. And I know because I didn't do it.
Isn't that amazing how you can learn so much from the stuff you don't do, and then you can help other people, right? You can help others.
Yes. And that's what it's all about, especially where women entrepreneurs are concerned. I always say we are our greatest strength because when we support each other, there's nothing we can't do. To turn around and look side by side to know that, you know, there's someone having your back. You know, we have our families, you know, our support systems at home, but when you're out there in it, you know, you can't always say, excuse me, client, let me call my mom.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Good stuff. Absolutely. I hope you guys have your notepad out and your pens, and I hope you're taking notes and just jotting down some of the nuggets that Brenda and Dawn are sharing. And one of the things is really to, again, have faith, and then back that faith up with a plan and be willing to invest in yourself. Like Brenda said, you know, she didn't know what investing in herself even looked like when she first started. But what I love is that you were willing to discover what it looked like. And that's the thing. You don't always have to know the answers right now, but you've got to at least be willing to find out the answers. Now let's talk about a couple subjects I want to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about fear of inadequacy and how that holds women entrepreneurs back. But before we get into that conversation, let's talk about this thing called overnight success. So, some people look at somebody else's journey and they say to themselves, wow, well, she makes that look, well, you make it look easy. That looks easy. Oh, I can do that. Let me go ahead and do that. And they find out that there's so much they don't know. And they find out that your journey usually is has been so much longer than they thought. They may just have discovered you. Like, for instance, I was watching a YouTube clip for Lisa Nichols, who I absolutely adore her work. And I didn't even realize, you know, she was on this clip. It was back in 1998.
Wow.
And she's been around that long. But because I just discovered her, I'm thinking, oh, she just bust out onto the scene in the past couple years. No, this has been a journey.
Right.
So both of you, we'll start with Brenda. Talk a little bit about this whole mindset of, oh, I'm going to do something today, I'm going to start it, and then tomorrow it's going to pop off. I'm going to have all these clients lined up at the door.
Well, we'd like it to happen that way.
Wouldn't we?
Unfortunately, it does not happen.
I would so sign up for that. I would sign up for that.
It does not happen that way.
No, it doesn't.
And it takes, again, as I always say, a lot of just sweat, hard work, and tears, and lots of tears.
Yeah.
It is amazing to me how I have persevered, and I'll use that word because it's a key word, perseverance, in spite of adversity, in spite of things not going well, in spite of not having enough money. There's never just the right time.
Yes.
Things just don't always go the way that you want. But the key is staying with it and having enough belief and faith in yourself that, as you mentioned, if we continue to work at it, there's got to be a breakthrough.
Absolutely.
There's no way that you cannot, at the end of all of that, have something really good happen. I will share with you, again, for sake of transparency, that I look like $1 million. Right?
I can't wait to hear what's about to come after that.
However, on the inside, many, many times, many years, I've been just broken and shattered and fragmented. And I know that many in your listening audience and viewing audience really have the same experience.
Absolutely.
We look great on the outside, we can put on the makeup, we can dress up, and yet we will walk out there and we're hurting. We are hurting really bad, and no one knows that. But it takes that type of stamina and determination to go after you want, regardless. And so I would just, again, encourage everyone to do that.
And so let me intercept. Let me ask you this question, because I agree. I mean, there have been times in my journey where I just wanted to be like, for real, why am I doing this? I mean, it gets so difficult. And for me, I was working the full-time job still, and I was trying to grow the business on the side. And, my husband lost his job, and, but yet I still put on the makeup and I was out at networking events, and people would think I had it all together. So what is it that we can do if somebody who's watching right now and says, I want this so bad, I'm so passionate about sharing my gift with the world, but I don't have the resources, I don't have the finances, I don't know enough people. Is there one thing or two things that you can give them to help them to at least take another step forward or one step forward?
I'll go back again, Cheryl, to the why and the because. I was tired of having my back against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I wanted more, that I could be more, and I was not going to let no or anything hold me back from that, regardless of what it took. And that's still true to this day. The other important thing is just to understand that things just don't happen overnight.
Right.
They don't happen that quickly. And so you have to just really work at it. I mean, over and over and over again. Being the eldest of 10, again, taught me some pretty tough life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wait my turn. Bottom line, I had to wait my turn.
Well, that's powerful. If you're watching this and you're on Twitter, you need to tweet that out. I have to wait my turn, and right now might not be your turn.
It may not
That's
be your
very
turn.
powerful. You have to be okay with being in that space. And for me,
Patience.
five years ago wasn't my turn. I was
Right.
still going through that journey of figuring out who I was, what my why was, what was my because, all of those things. But when it was my turn, God made sure that things aligned. And when I showed him also through my example of consistency, through repetition, through not giving up, even through the hard times, I believe that's when he will open even more doors of opportunity. So great
agree.
stuff.
Right.
And Dawn, yes, what's your feedback on that? When somebody who's out there who's just, they want more, they want to become more, like Brenda said, but they're just kind of feeling stuck. Like, you know what? I don't have a whole bunch of money to hire a coach. I don't have this. I don't have that.
Right.
Is there anything they can do right now to at least move forward?
The first thing that I would say is get connected. It's so easy to have your dreams, have your business, even have this great plan, and you're sitting in your own home, your own office, and that's where you sit.
Yeah.
You have to get out there. You have to network. You have to, tell people what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Share. Even if someone doesn't need it, they know someone who does.
Absolutely.
And you'll be the first one they think of when that need should arise. And as Brenda said, as you reiterated, it doesn't happen overnight. And to your story, Brenda, what I'll never forget, in our organization, the Women Business Owners of Prince George's County, we, this was back in 2004, I brought in a wellness expert. And I had just had a mommy's retreat. She was awesome. So I said, you should come talk to my group. So in the room, imagine these are my mentors, women with multi-million-dollar businesses, just doing it. And these are the people I look up to. The expert had us, we dim the room. This is where we let down our hair and just release and share. Everyone was in tears. Broken inside. I'm struggling with this. I just got diagnosed with that. I don't know what I'm going to do. This problem is, and I'm looking around the room like, oh my gosh, you think you're the only one going through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're not. And that's why I said it's so important that we connect with each other. Because when we share this journey, I can help you not make the mistakes that I did.
Right.
I can keep you, don't invest your money there.
Right.
Because this could happen. Or before you do that, consider these things.
Yeah,
Listen to
absolutely.
my experience. That's why we're our greatest strength. That's why if you're starting out, you feel like, I want to do this, I want to get here, but there's no bridge for me to travel to get there. Get connected with someone who knows how to go through the system to get capital, knows what certifications you need to get, and that you have access to in order to have access to the things that you want. And until you get out there and learn and then exchange and share, you're going to sit in there wondering why you're alone.
Yeah,
Sure,
powerful,
this-
powerful stuff. And let me just interject this thought also. So this is the thing. None of us started with a silver spoon in our mouths. None of us, I didn't have angel investors. I didn't have bank loans. I didn't know anybody. Nobody knew Cheryl Wood. I didn't have social, so I was starting at ground zero with everything.
Right.
And, I think it's just, it really is about focusing more on what you have than what you're lacking. Focus more on what you have than what you're lacking. So a lot of it, let's say you don't have the finances to spend 20 grand on a coach or 10 grand on a coach or whatever it is that you're trying to get. Say to yourself, what do I have and how can I use that? So one of the biggest things, like you said, Dawn, is visibility. So if you're not visible, if you're the best kept secret and nobody knows about your business and what you do, that's not helping you. That's not going to help you to grow. That's not going to help you to be able to nurture where you want to take your business. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, how am I creating visibility for myself? That's a first step. Write that down. How am I creating visibility for myself? And one of the best ways to create visibility for yourself is, number one, through social media. It is free marketing. Free. If you are not taking advantage of what's free, then you cannot blame anybody else for the fact that your business is not at least moving forward. And I can tell you the power of social media. I've gotten phone calls from Disney. I've gotten phone calls from Lifetime about doing a documentary because they found me on social media. It's a free tool that so many business owners are not even using. And the thing is, you don't go out into social media and just post, oh, buy this, buy that. This week I got this for sale. No, you engage with people, because what you're trying to develop as a business owner, whether you're a newbie or whether you're seasoned, is the KLT factor: know, like, and trust. Plain and simple. If people know you, like you, or trust you, they will buy from you.
That's right.
But the visibility is they have to know who you are.
Exactly.
And so you have to make, when we talk about at the beginning, doing the stuff that we don't really feel like doing, that's not the fun stuff. Going out and posting on social media may not be fun for you. Maybe it's challenging for you, but do it anyway. Do it every day. Do it consistently. Tweet consistently. Ask yourself simple questions. Do I have an email list? Hello? Do you know how many entrepreneurs I coach that don't have an email list? If Facebook goes away today, if Twitter goes away today, you no longer have a connection to all of those 5,000 friends that you thought you had on social media. You have to have that in a database somewhere. So whether it's Constant Contact, whether it's Aweber, whether it's MailChimp, you should have an email list that allows you to stay connected with your audience through the know, like, and trust. So you educate and you inform them. Anybody who's on my newsletter list, my email list, they know that they're going to get an email from me at least once a week or once a week or every other week, bi-weekly. And that is not trying to sell them. It is just proving that, yes, I have credibility as the expert. It's developing and continuing to nurture the know, like, and trust factor. It's continuing to educate them, inform them. Here are some things that might help you in your journey. And when you do that, you will magnetize the right people who are the right fit, the right clients to you. And then maybe somebody will say, well, yeah, can I get this? Can I buy your ebook? Can I buy this? Can I buy that? And now you're starting to generate revenue, which is, what keeps the doors open? If you're not generating revenue, if you're just doing fun stuff and you want things to happen overnight, it's not going to happen. And Brenda, you had a thought as well.
Right. I want to just share, going back to connections, as Dawn had mentioned, and also you, that those of you that are currently working in employment situations, that there are people there who can serve as wonderful mentors. So it's not that you need to just jump ship. You need to catch on to some of these people and what they have to offer, and have them nurture you into whatever it is that you now want to step out into. So I would definitely encourage that. I think the other important thing is that, particularly as women and as African American women, we tend to hold ourselves back. I mean, I know what it's like to be an intelligent, bright, capable woman who just felt stuck in place and didn't know which way to move or how to move. And in the earlier days of my trekking, I did not have a mentor or a coach. And the mindset was that I couldn't afford to have a mentor or a coach. Well, now my mindset is I can't afford not to.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of free resources in our communities, and we need to tap into those resources.
Absolutely. You got to tap into, again, focus on what you have versus what you're lacking. I mean, every Monday, Les Brown has a free motivational call. Tap into that. There are, if you're absolutely the person who's like, look, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I can't even afford to hire a mentor or a coach, that's okay. Start with where you are and with what you have. Reach out, like you said, like Dawn said, get onto some of the free groups and develop community. There are a lot of free groups on Facebook. just tap into that drive and that passion and the experience and the knowledge that other people have that can pour into your journey. Stop saying what you don't have, because while you're creating excuses, somebody else is executing. There's a whole lot of conversation we have, but we've got to tap into some other things because we're going to be out of time before we know it. Let's talk a little bit, Dawn, about your upcoming event, because you are the executive director of an organization called Women Business Owners, WBO, of Prince George's County. Tell us about the I Am conference, and we'll put the flyer up on the screen there.
I'm happy to talk about it. We are in our 9th annual It's All About Me Women's Business and Wellness Conference, also called I Am. It's a day set aside just for what we're talking about here. The woman entrepreneur that wears so many hats, takes care of so many people. We've got our businesses, we've got our families, we're leaders in the community. But who's taking care of us? What tends to happen is we think of ourselves last. And then what ends up happening, we're having health issues, we're not sleeping, we're not getting to the doctor because, we have this meeting to go to instead. So this day is set aside not only to enhance our businesses, but to enhance the woman behind the business. So what you'll find there is workshops that are going to be great at helping you access capital, helping you utilize QuickBooks for profitability. Those things we don't want to do.
We don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about QuickBooks.
Exactly.
Yes.
Those things are improving our self-image. Because, Brenda, you've touched on it. A lot of times we are these great people, but we're so afraid. I might fail. How do we take that leap of faith? And one thing that I just wanted to mention, oftentimes those people who are the biggest naysayers in our lives are our families, are the people closest to us, not because they're, don't want us to succeed as much as they're afraid with us.
Absolutely.
They are confirming our fears.
Yes.
You're right, you may not be able to do that.
Yes.
What's going to happen if you... But that's why it's so important that we surround ourselves with like-minded entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs who say, oh, wait a minute, Brenda has done it. Cheryl has done it. I can look at them and say, hey, would you mentor me? Or would you coach me? Because I need that guidance. And we have to be strong and smart enough to say, I need help.
I love that. We absolutely do. You're absolutely right. Thank you for flashing that on the screen. And then, so tell us where people can register. What's the website? What's the date?
It's on Tuesday, May 20th at the Country Club at Woodmore in Mitchellville, Maryland.
Great.
Go to WBO.org, and there you will find a place to register as well as to see our I Am Dedicated website, where you get to see our speakers, you get to watch our cool video about the conference if you ever had any questions. But here at the conference, you're going to get the business workshops, the wellness activities, updates on women's health, yoga, Zumba fitness.
I love Zumba. Ooh, that's one of my favorites. I love Zumba.
I'm so excited about so much fun stuff that's there. I can't even. I want some of it to be a surprise.
Okay, all
but
right,
you
that's
need
fine.
to get there. Panel discussions about how can we get our share of business.
Yes.
How do we prepare? How many times have you heard, oh, there's going to be this matchmaking session at this event? Are you ready for matchmaking? If someone said to you, hey, what's your business? What do you do? How can you help us? Are you prepared for that? A lot of times we're not.
That's right. That's such a good point, because a lot of the women that I coach, and this is, women across the country, they know internally what they do, but they cannot articulate it.
Right.
So that's powerful. You have to be able to articulate what you do. You have to be able to articulate it in a very short window of time, because people's attention span is basically like my 6-year-old. It's about 30 seconds, 60 seconds, maybe if you're doing good, and then they're gone. Their mind is somewhere else.
It's so true.
So you have to be able to articulate.
We're in that instant information age, and if you spend too much time, people glaze over. They're gone.
Yes, they do. I've done it. I'm so sorry. I have to admit it. I've done it. And I try to help my women entrepreneurs, and I let them know, you have to make sure that you are articulating it quickly. And, people just, because they're looking around a room trying to figure out who else they want to connect with.
That's
so you have to
right.
get to the point and be able to articulate how other people can help you, especially when they ask you that question.
Exactly.
That's
You have
right.
to know. So this is going to be a powerful conference, the I Am Conference. It's all about me. This is hosted by women business owners of Prince George's County, WBO.org. WBO.org. You can register. I believe the early bird is already over.
Yes.
But you can still get in on this amazing conference. Ladies, it's time to have a holistic approach to ourselves
Exactly.
as women entrepreneurs. And that's one of the things I've struggled with and I am still working on, is not just work, and grinding all the time, but making time to just sit back and to tune into who I am internally as well as a woman, as you said, behind the scenes of the businesswoman.
That's right.
So great stuff. We hope some folks will definitely get on board. Get out there and register. Don't just talk about it.
Don't wait to the
Don't wait till
last minute.
Lord, our community. I love y'all, but we got to do better. Stop waiting until the day before and then talking about, oh, can I still get a ticket?
Right.
Cheryl, the other difficult thing that I think these conferences are great, and so I encourage everyone to go, is doing the internal work, as I call it, doing the hard work. And by that, I mean it's really facing some moments of truth and transparency.
And Eric, you can take that flyer down now. We want people to see us talking. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up.
We've got to do the hard work. We've got to ask ourselves the hard questions even. For example, do we operate from a mindset of lack and want or abundance and prosperity? All of these things make a difference in how we even approach
Absolutely.
what we do every day and why we do it every single day. So I would definitely, again, encourage women out there to do the hard work, ask the tough questions, open ourselves up, release the pain. Let's push past the pain.
That's right.
So we can get into the future of where we want to be. Because, again, we hold ourselves back unnecessarily.
Right.
We put obstacles in our own way.
And have
But we need
become
to get out of our
comfortable
own
with
way.
those obstacles. We're leaning on them.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Very, very good information. Brenda, why don't you tell us very briefly a little bit about some of the great things that you're doing? First of all, I have to say, even though we're here talking about Brenda's speaking and consulting business, Powered with Potential LLC, Brenda has this amazing reputation in Prince George's County and the whole Maryland, D.C., Virginia area of being this amazing realtor. And if we can flash that photo really quickly, Eric, we can just literally flash it for 5 seconds and then take it down. Look at that, 2011
Oh,
Realtor
I
of
didn't know you were
the
gonna
Year.
do that.
Can we get a bing, 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 bing on that?
They snuck that one in on me.
We snuck that one in
Okay.
on you because we want to celebrate that you're an amazing African American woman who is just, you're getting out there. When we say playtime is over, you are taking that seriously. So tell us a little bit though about what you're doing now with Powered with Potential.
Powered with Potential. And Powered with Potential came about because, again, when I was with the Federal Service, I knew that there was more for me to do. I knew that I had great gifts in communication and, in fact, wanted to reach a broader audience. I knew what it was like, again, not to be able to maneuver and know how to turn this way or that way and start my business up. How was I going to survive? I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I thought, if I'm living paycheck to paycheck now with a good government job, a good benefit package.
Good government job.
I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I was trying to be on track for my senior executive service position and was kind of beat down by another senior executive person with words that were not encouraging. I thought, I'm out of here. Now, again, it took me 5 years, so I don't want to make it sound like it was an overnight success trip.
I'm glad you say that.
It took
there
me
you go.
5 years to
yeah.
get up enough nerve
There you go.
to do a letter of resignation and then walk away.
Good.
However, I had laid the foundation for the other business.
I
and I stepped out of
and
one
that's what people
and into
need
the
to
other.
hear. They need to hear. She didn't just wake up and say, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm sick of this nonsense. That's not what she did. She actually, it took her 5 years to kind of really lay that plan and map out what she was going to do. And then once she got tired, she was like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. But she had something to fall back on. That's so important.
Right. And Powered with Potential has come about because, again, I know that there are many, many other women who feel stuck in place, who don't know how to actually guide themselves. They don't have the how-to. And I feel passionate about being that how-to person and offering the consultation and the hand-holding, if you will, to get them from A to B to Z, again, being a very successful business
Fantastic. See, when you have radio shows and you know people and you're connected and you have powerful community, you're on the air and you getting all kind of gifts. I just got a amazing gift. This is my friend Armor Glory. Look at that.
Oh, like
See that? I just got this beautiful, beautiful purple T-shirt. Whoop, whoop,
We
whoop.
want one.
Let's bring
We
this
want
out. Oh, now I'm a guest. They jealous. They get no. Y'all got to buy y'all. Thank you so much. Guys, I want you to go out and I want you to check out Armor Glory. They are on Facebook. They're on Instagram. I believe they're on Twitter. Google them. You will find them. They're here in the studio live. You want to come on over? Show your face. Show your face. Here you are. Say a couple words. Thank you so much, brother. Say a couple words about Armor Glory.
Well, we're a faith-based lifestyle apparel company. Our slogan is "Put on God's armor and receive His glory."
Wow.
Wonderful.
We started this on behalf of my son, just giving us as Christians an alternative, especially when you're young. People don't understand three things minister to a man's spirit: what he see, what he hear, and what he put on his body.
Ooh.
So you're a totally different person. Look how beautiful you look today, Miss Woods.
Thank you.
know,
Wait till I put on my shirt.
but when you get ready to put on that shirt and get in the gym and work out, your mindset
Yes.
changes. It's,
Yeah.
when we put skulls, crossbones, and dragons on our babies, we're promoting death, and you're bringing that negative energy to your kid.
Yeah.
And that's something that really ministered to my spirit. God spoke to me, and the movement started.
Well, you are doing it. I've been seeing you everywhere. We bumped into each other at the Evangel Cathedral Business Conference, and you were there and making it. And then this brother over here who I met there. It's so wonderful to see African American men doing positive things and saying, we're going to take it to the next level. So thank you for my gift. Where can people find you? Where can they visit you
we
online?
actually launched today at
Woo-hoo!
4 o'clock. We launched today at 4 o'clock. ArmorGlory.com. Know you in armor. Go check us out. We have things for men, women, and kids. And join the movement. Get a part of
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Show your love for God outwardly. In this day and time we live in, people loving God and showing God love outwardly is a taboo. We're here to change that message and broadcast for Christ strong.
I
So,
love it. Powerful message. That's right. They said armorglory.com. Thank you, brothers. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We're going to have you on the show. We'll make sure we schedule you. That sounds great. Thank you so much. Fantastic. So, look, we are quickly wrapping up our time. I think we have about 10 minutes left. This is how quick the time goes. I keep telling WLVS, look here, I need a 2-hour slot. I need to, because I got some power hitters who come into the studio, and they need time to share and talk. But I think we've covered some really great foundational information for women entrepreneurs who really want to grow. Let's touch a little bit in the next 3 to 5 minutes on the whole idea of this fear of inadequacy. One of the things that I tell my clients is that you have to walk in the room as though you belong in the room. And men are so different than women. They come in and the chest is out and the shoulders are back, and they say, I belong here. I belong in here to bid on the contract or to get the client or whatever it is, that space that they're in business. But women kind of come in with their shoulders shrugged. Should I sit at the front of the room? Should I really kind of blast or broadcast what my expertise is, or should I sit back here quietly because I don't want to make anybody else feel uncomfortable? And what I tell my clients is, you know what? You're always going to make somebody feel uncomfortable. Even if you're quiet, somebody's going to be uncomfortable with your light. But you have to be willing to walk in your greatness and walk in your gifts and say, I unapologetically walk in my gifts and allow my light to shine as brightly as possible, because when I do that, I give somebody else the permission to look on and say, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. Let's talk really quickly, about 3 to 5 minutes, about this whole idea of fear of inadequacy and how it's causing so many women entrepreneurs to diminish their value, and it impacts everything in their business. So what's give a tip for women who are maybe struggling with that idea of, well, who's going to listen to me? Right. Well, how could I ever get there in my life? How could that ever happen for me?
I believe it's first about making a decision. Many of us who have suffered things in our past that made us feel inadequate, whether it be abuses, whether it just be in our society, feeling like women are less than men, or being told that constantly. You buy into it. But we have to make a decision that, first of all, that's not true. And we are the foundation of our society because it is women who hold this society together.
Hello.
Exactly.
Amen.
You know,
Yes. I'm testifying to that.
Absolutely. And I have 4 children, 2 sons, 2 daughters. And I have always raised my children, knowing who they are and knowing that you will and can do anything you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yet and still, I hear my girls feeling inadequate. And
Yeah.
it didn't come from us,
Yes.
didn't come from my husband and me,
Yes.
but it comes from the society.
Yeah.
So it's about making a decision. This is my life, and I'm going to live it the way that I want to. This is my birthright.
Mm-hmm.
And once we've made that decision, those feelings, it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
You have to reinforce it. Surround yourself
Yes.
with positivity.
Yes, surround yourself with people who
Affirmations.
celebrate you and your
Absolutely.
gifts, not people who try to make you feel bad because your light is shining bright. And I'll tell you, there are people who do come into your life
Oh,
for
yes.
a reason or a season, and
Yes.
some of them it is just a real short season.
And some you have to let them go.
You have to let them
Understand
go
that.
Because
Yes.
once you grow out of their image for you,
Yes,
they can't handle it.
Absolutely.
And that's why they hold you back.
Yeah.
And you have to recognize that. And there may be people you love.
Mm-hmm.
Love them. But you
From
love them from a
afar.
distance.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's so powerful and so true. Community is critical. You've got to get around the people who celebrate who you are, celebrate where you're going, and the people who don't say, when you say I'm tired or it's not working or I just don't know, they be like, I know, girl. Yeah, girl, you should just sit on down. You need the people who be like, look here.
Right.
Well, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Let's create a plan.
How about this?
What can we
How's
do?
that little business of yours?
How's the little business?
Where's
No,
the
see,
book?
we don't
Have you
need
written the
those.
book?
We don't need folks like that. We need folks who are encouraging us and uplifting us and saying, you can do this. You got this. How
Right.
dare you come this far and think about my sister will check me in a heartbeat. Cherie Cofield International, she will check me in a heartbeat. And if I have one of those moments, which aren't often, they're rare, but every once in a while, even the motivator gets a little like, things aren't going the way I want, or I had something discouraging in business, and she would say, no, because you came this far. How dare you think about turning around now? So
Superwomen
you've
need
gotta-
rest.
Yeah, Superwomen. Hello,
It's
you got some
amazing.
real good sayings over there. We need to put those up and and Brenda.
It's amazing to me how we allow a 4-letter word, fear,
Mm-hmm.
control almost our whole existence. And so my response to FEAR, which starts out negatively
Ooh, I thought you was gonna
as
say something. No, I'm just kidding.
failure,
This ain't that kind of show.
emptiness, anxiety, and risk,
Yeah.
is to turn it around, face it, embrace it, accept it, and replace it.
I like that. Say that one more time.
Say
Can
it
you
again.
remember that?
I can remember.
Okay,
that.
good. Say that
Okay,
one more.
so-
Because I would have been like, what did I just say?
You're going to turn that negative FEAR of failure and emptiness and anxiety and risk around into face it, embrace it, accept it, replace it. And you can replace it with faith and focus, energy and enthusiasm, action and accentuation, and reward and riches.
Powerful. I
We've
love
just
it.
whipped this 4-letter word into something else much bigger.
Yeah.
I think the other quick thing, Cheryl, is purpose. We haven't talked about purpose, but if we know what our purpose is, and that always sounds very cliche,
Right. But it's so true.
and we know what our gifts are, and many people don't know what their gifts are. So again, doing that internal soul searching, pruning, I call it, which is so painful, to really dig those things out,
And listen.
And then listen.
and then move forward.
There you go.
Right.
How can
So
we
dig
work
in.
on other people
Yeah.
before we work on ourselves?
Yeah,
Right.
dig deep and then listen. I think the two have to go hand in hand. You've got to be willing, as my kids say, put on your listening ears. Their teachers tell them, put on your list. They do this little thing where they turn it. You got to switch and switch gears and put on your listening ears. And that's the thing. You've got to be willing to listen. This has been such a powerful conversation. We're going to be wrapping up in just 5 minutes. Before we wrap up, I do want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor of this show, What Box Media, Miss Vanessa Monago. I love you, sister. Thank you so much for coming to my rescue with all the great graphics. And sometimes I'm sending to her at the last second and she's like, all right, let me get this done for you real quick so that we can keep things moving. And that's what we do as women when you're around the right women. They support you. They say, look, I understand how it is. You're a wife, you're a mother, you're this, you're that. I understand things aren't always perfectly mapped out, but I'm here to support you and uplift you in your journey because I believe in you. And so, Vanessa, I love you, sister. If you want to connect with Vanessa for any of your multimedia needs or your graphic needs, you can connect with her at producer@whatboxmedia.com. Producer@whatboxmedia.com. And then I also want to mention, and we can put this slide up really quickly, the Playtime is Over 2-day Women's Symposium, which is being held Friday and Saturday, October 31st and November 1st in Arlington, Virginia. If you go to ptioconference.com, ptioconference.com, you can learn all about what the conference is geared towards, and it kind of touches on a little bit of the I Am conference, the whole philosophy of you've got to feed the holistic woman. So day one, we really focus on the woman behind the scenes, the internal. How do you get the right rest? How do you create some type of balance? Which I don't even know if that's possible, but you can at least aim for it. And your health and your wellness and community and who you surround yourself with. We're going to dig deep into those topics, and then day two, we dig deep into how do I actually grow this idea that I have? How do I set goals? How do I get laser focused? How do I get out there and market myself? How do I create a powerful brand that magnetizes clients to me, where I'm not chasing clients who then when I chase them and I catch up with them, they want the homie hookup or some huge discount. Like, how do I magnetize? That's a whole nother show, right? How do I magnetize the clients who actually want to pay me premium rates because they acknowledge the value that I bring to the table? So again, the Playtime is Over, a 2-day women's conference. The thing that, other than jumping out of a plane, scares me to death. But I'm doing it anyway. I'm moving forward. And so I always like to end the show with just something fun, a little, not too serious. And so, ladies, both of you, if you would respond, we have just about 3 minutes to wrap up the show. If you would each just respond to this, you can 1 word, 2 words. So the one thing, since we're approaching Mother's Day, the one thing I really want for Mother's Day is
A trip on the Orient Express.
a trip on the, okay, you hear, somebody make it happen.
I'm with you. A real vacation.
A real vacation. I love it. I want a foot massage and a back massage. I'm gonna have to work on that right now.
That's easy.
Put that in. Yeah, that's easy. I wanted my husband, my boys. I just want to be pampered that day. Okay. My favorite leisure activity is
Travel.
all right.
Spending time with friends.
I love it. The one place in the world I must visit that I haven't visited yet. I must visit
Turkey.
Turkey. Ooh.
I want to visit all the continents of the motherland.
I love that. That's fantastic. In fact, we aired in Turkey our last show when we got our stats. We actually had we reached South Africa and we reached Turkey and the Honduras. So we are growing.
Wonderful.
Thank you guys, all of you who are tuned in and listening in. Okay, the word that best describes me.
Dynamic.
Oh, I like it. She was confident.
I have no
It didn't
shame.
take her. Right? It didn't even take her 30 seconds to come up with that one. The word that best describes me, Dawn.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, we'll take that. She got the wow factor going on. And last but not least, the one thing I cannot live without. The one thing I cannot live without.
My God and my faith. Well, that's 2 things.
That's 2
Sorry.
things. We'll
They-
give you
they
2. Go
together.
ahead. You
They
special.
go together.
You're special, Brenda. We'll give you 2. Your God and your faith.
My faith.
Okay.
I would say God and my babies.
Your
My-
babies.
my-
Yeah,
my man.
absolutely. Absolutely. Her man and her babies. I
I
love
have
it.
an amazing husband.
Shout out to all the husbands who are supporting
Yes.
us and the lovers, spouses, boy, whatever role you fill. Thank you so much for supporting these strong, empowered women who are doing positive things in the community. Again, you guys, join us every Tuesday. We are here, same place, same time next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And we have to say that because we air in over 110 countries and we have been expanding our reach and folks have been tuning in. So we thank you. We thank you so much for your support and continued support. We are looking for sponsors of the show. If you're interested in sponsoring, and we'll put this up on the screen, if you're interested in sponsoring, you can contact us at info@SherylWoodEmpowers.com. Or if you'd like to be a guest, if you have some great positive things going on in your life, you can certainly reach out to us to be a guest on the show. Keep doing positive things. Remember, while you're creating excuses, someone else is executing. And we will see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Thanks for joining PTIO Radio.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.